So, kagaya ng title natin, we will be discussing about the strong potential of K-pop this year. But before tayo magsimula, alam kong some of you guys might not like the idea and all, but hey, it's potential and probability naman ang pag-uusapan natin and some decent information that might clarify things out. So, let's start. Let's set the stage first. Para di tayo maguluhan, dinawin muna natin lahat. Ito ang unang pinagdidiskusyonan, so let's get some information right. So, marami kasing nagsasabi na hindi maganda pakinggan ng K-pop and OPM ang talagang atin. Tama din naman yun. And sa sobrang mapagmahal nating mga Pinoy sa music, it came to a point even na meron tayong sarili nating genre, which is OPM. And to clarify things, kasama dito ang kahit anong acoustics, ballads, rock, and even pop. Basta kahit anong gawang Pinoy or nasa influence ng bansa natin. Let's take it as OPM being the genre that envelopes all category. But that doesn't mean na walang P-pop. In fact, marami tayong popular artists here in the Philippines that proves na malakas ang influence ng P-pop sa bansa natin. Ngayon, dito talaga nagkakaroon ng kadalasang misunderstanding kasi hindi naman ganun ka-establish ang idol group industry here in the Philippines until lately. But it doesn't mean that we didn't try. Alam kong familiar kayo sa mga ipapakita ko sa inyong groups. I know most of you kilala sila and they did have their time. It's just that marami pa tayong bagay na kailangan i-consider, especially ibang-iba yung entertainment industry natin here in the Philippines. So, let's discuss the people's response sa mga grupong ito. Okay, so let's put it this way. First, hindi pa ganun ka well-recognized ang idol groups here in the Philippines. But, judging their limits based on what they're showcasing is a different story. Let's find out why. Yes, given the time that these idols spend for trainings, mahirap nga itong habulin. But again, it's not impossible once we have the same structure. Ito naman, I'm sure this will always appear on any topic, but before anything else, let's discuss this into smaller pieces. When the pop generation started to rise, it was when the Western idol groups were born. So dito na nauso yung mga groups na more on boy or girl next door yung concept nila.
So I say a little prayer, and hope my dreams will take me. If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends, make it last forever. Get down, and move it all around. Get down, and move it. I don't really wanna make it tough. I just wanna tell you that I have.
It was then Japan started another generation of idols na talaga namang iba ang dating. They scouted their artists for as young as 7 years old and trained them to be idols na focusing more on their appeal. Sa kanila kasi, it's very important na ma-entertain mo yung audience through your charms and appeal regardless of your talent. Japan is indeed a stable and rich country by itself, kaya naman they don't need to worry about the international revenues na kikitain ng artist nila. By that time, K-pop was already making its way slowly but surely. Kahit hindi pa ganun ka well-recognized yung K-pop than J-pop, Korea made sure that they use their time wisely by upgrading the new generation of idols na they are sure na makikilala all over the world. all having the package from looks to talents.
Tell me, can't stop thinking about you, girl. 난 해너 이 느낌 이대로 그려왔던.
Soon enough, the people finally recognized the idol repackaged na ito through the well-known Korean training system. Then boom, K-pop became famous worldwide.
Let's kill this love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Make it so. You're gonna say more, 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 and more.
Siyempre, hindi rin papahuli ang C-pop that branched out while K-pop was going up. China, of course, is one good market of this idol industry. Paulit-ulit lang at pabalik-balik ang concept ng mga idols na to from different countries. Pero almost wala namang nagtalo because of originality. If we look on the bigger picture, originality comes from our ancestors kasi all we are doing is revamping the music into our current trend. At times, even talaga nababalik lang yung uso. Okay, so let's say because of this trend, K-pop has become the standard ng pagiging idol group, and Philippines might have failed before, but it doesn't mean that we are not learning. To cut it short, through this hybrid of Korean training system and a group of dedicated Filipinos, the group called SB19 was finally born, hitting the wave hard enough to be recognized even abroad. Now, not only Philippines but maraming bansa ang kumilala sa kanila to prove that Filipinos can. Actually, kahit sino kaya, given the same mindset, training, and dedication. Because of this, maraming na-inspire din not to give up on their dreams as well. At as time passes by, makikita natin ang improvement ng ating idol industry here in the Philippines through the groups
or nothing at all.
Di ka naiiyak. Mina,
kasama na rin ng mga independent groups na
Another day of jogging, body conditioning.
Linis na, pero syempre kailangan pa ng practice. Kaya dapat ingat ka, non-stop